signs of someone who lacks self-awareness. Hello everybody, Tom here. Hope you're all well. Today I want to talk about lack of self-awareness and 3 very blatant signs that somebody lacks self-awareness. Self-awareness is quite an important thing. I think we undervalue just how important it is, and I think we should all be more trying to be self-aware of our actions, what we do, and how we are sort of putting ourselves in this space in life. Okay, so the first and very obvious thing that we would say there is a lack of self-awareness is somebody who has the inability to listen to other people, in that they literally will not listen, they won't take on board what's being said, and they have the habit of over talking somebody. When someone else is talking, they'll overtalk them, and it's as if they're finding no value in what that other person's saying, and they are literally showing a very lack of self-awareness by not understanding outside of themselves and being able to be receptive to somebody's words. They are lacking in self-awareness quite badly, and that is something that is like drastically and alarmingly bad, that we really do need to be aware of. And then, you know, on top of that, they struggle with empathy. This would be the second point. Empathy, being able to understand other people's feelings and kind of have some sort of feeling or interest in how someone feels outside of yourself. If somebody has no empathy and has no sort of understanding, or even wants to understand, then they really lack major amounts of self-awareness. It's glaringly obvious that they can't see outside of themselves, they are not aware of themselves at all, if they've got no sort of understanding of empathy. Like in forms of emotional intelligence, having no empathy for somebody means you have a very low emotional intelligence, and as a person perhaps you would not be perceived very highly by somebody if you've got no sort of even just attempt of understanding how they feel and where they're coming from. It makes it very difficult to get on in any sort of form of life. So whether that be in workplace, whether it be an interpersonal relationship, whatever it may be, if you're lacking in empathy and empathy for others, definitely you're going to really struggle to show any form of self-awareness, and perhaps that person who you're lacking in empathy for will grow with resentment for you. So it's very important we try and learn to have empathy for others and the way they feel. And this isn't something that is naturally born in you actually have, or it's something you acquire through years of perhaps the first point being able to listen and understand someone, and then seeing outside of yourself enough to try and put yourself in their shoes. If you're lacking in self-awareness, you're not able to do that, and therefore that falls down drastically. The third and the final point, and you know, absolutely, it will come as no surprise really. The very people who lack self-awareness are incredibly self-centered, massively. The idea is you have no sort of boundary other than you, and therefore in that respect your needs are more important than anybody else's. And I'm a great believer that you should be looking after number one 100%, and you do have to be selfish in life in certain instances, but there is a level and an amount of how selfish you need to be. We are talking someone here who is excessively self-centered to the point whereas outside of them nothing else matters. And that comes across with all 3 points. All 3 points interlink into each other if you think about it. So the first point, you know, not being able to hear or listen to anybody else is a sort of an ignorance of anyone outside of yourself. Then for the, you know, the second point, someone who lacks empathy, someone who lacks an understanding of others' feelings and perhaps doesn't care. And then the third point kind of just says, well, the reason for the first two is that perhaps they are very excessively self-centered, and that is a trait of someone who lacks massively big amounts of self-awareness. This really is the tip of the iceberg. I could go on really. There are many other things that would point to someone who lacks self-awareness. But this is just like scraping the surface today with this three really obvious signs of someone who lacks self-awareness, and something that is a character trait we need to all have. Absolutely, awareness of self is so important, and it's important for ourselves and also our interactions with others and how we have relationships and rapport with others. With the lack of it, it makes it very difficult to get on in many ways. So we'll leave it at that. This is the third and final video of the week. I want to say thank you all ever so much for listening. I really appreciate your time and energy spent on my channel. Thank you. Third and final video of the week. Please, if you have any experience of this and a situation like this, maybe you come across someone who you feel lacks self-awareness, please put down in the comment section below what your experience was, your take on all of this. You know, there are multiple other things that would suggest someone lacks self-awareness that I've not added here today. I've kept it to just 3 points to keep it a bit sort of short and punchy, because I know that is a little bit of information. You can maybe do your own research. Please, if you would remember, and if you would consider to hit that subscribe button down below, I'd be very grateful. And please, if you could as well, if you're enjoying this, please leave a thumbs up and a like, and let's hit that bell sign go ding dong so you know when next content's out. Thank you all ever so much for listening today. Please look after yourselves. As always, back next week with another 3 videos. Take care and bye for now.